Hello, it's Erin with Simple Purposeful Living, and I'm here today to talk about 5 reasons people do not declutter items. I was downstairs in my basement this morning working on our toy closet. I have a really hard time decluttering toys, and it's because of these reasons I'm going to talk about today. So I've been putting it off like the plague. Meanwhile, we are being swallowed whole by toys. Anybody else? Anybody else? So let's get right to it. People assume that it's easy for me to declutter, but I'm just like you. But I'm powering through, and I encourage you to as well. Let's go with as well instead of to because I was rhyming there. Okay, anyway, 5 reasons why people struggle to declutter. Number 1, you spent good money on it. I mean, your hard-earned cash, you bought this thing. By golly, you wanted it to work out, you wanted to enjoy it, and it's sitting there collecting dust. But you're not going to get rid of it because you spent good money on it. Reason number 1, people don't declutter. I spent good money on it. Number 2, it was a gift. Your dear Aunt Sally bought you this thing, and oh gosh, it's not your taste. You don't like it, but it's gonna sit there because it was gifted to you and you feel bad getting rid of it. What if she walks into Goodwill and sees it? Oh my goodness, the humanity. Okay, reason number 3, you might use it someday. Okay, this is like the most common. I hear this all the time, but what if I need that someday? I might need that 1/4-inch miter saw thingamajig. I don't even know what that is. But I may need it someday. I might. So I'm going to hang on to it. It's just going to collect dust with all the other things I might use someday. Reason number 3. Number 4, it holds sentimental value. Oh, I have this ball popper that every single one of my kids played with. And I was like holding it today. And it's so big and bulky and taking up a ton of room. But by golly, my kids love that ball popper. I just don't want to get rid of it. And reason number 5, reason people don't get rid of something is because it's popular. Everyone says it's amazing. It's a classic. You have to like it. For some reason, you don't like it, but you got to hold on to it because everyone says it's cool. All right, those are the 5 reasons people don't declutter. Let's go over it again. You spent good money on it. It was a gift. You might use it someday. It holds sentimental value, or everyone else says it's super awesome. I saw this Yahtzee game downstairs. I mean, it's a classic, right? I mean, I grew up playing Yahtzee. My kids never pick it. Never. It's been sitting. I think we got it for our wedding, and I think we've played it like 2 times. In how many years have I been married? 13 years. 13 years I think we've played it. It's time to let it go. So what happens if one of these 5 reasons stumps you and says, I can't declutter anymore. I'm having these feelings. Totally get it. Have those feelings today. What do? You need to ask yourself this question. Am I using it? Is it bringing value to my life? And if the answer is no, and you don't have room, then you need to clear the space, because what happens is we let all these things collect and it distracts us from all the things that we love. Okay, let me give you a real world example. I was downstairs in my toy closet. I opened the door and literally could not get inside. That's how much junk is in there, okay? It's kind of paining me to tell you this, but it's real life, right? That means that anything that we love in that closet is also not getting used. So I'm doing a disservice to the things that we love by keeping the things that we don't love. And so we have to power through. We have to make hard decisions. Now you say, okay, how do I get my kids and husband on board with this? It's hard, but I believe in the philosophy of teaching them as parents, right? We're teaching them the skill of decluttering. It's going to serve them well in their life. So you sit down with them and you show them, you model it. When they're little, they don't get a lot of say, right? When they're 3 and 4, you say, you haven't played with this in 6 months. We're gonna give it to somebody else. Now, as my kids have aged and they've watched me model this behavior, we start to do it together. And we have a conversation like, okay, you haven't played with this in 6 months. And, if they're like, but I really think I'm going to play with it. Okay, we're going to leave it for a little while and come back to it. Or you get to keep 2/3, but sometimes I'll do with stuffed animals. Oh, Lord have mercy, stuffed animals. Anyway, beside the point. I'll say you can have this basket of stuffed animals. If it's overflowing, you got to get rid of the difference. And that helps them. And eventually what will happen is they'll be able to do it independently. Remember, as parents, we don't always get to be the nice guy. Darn it! I always want to be the nice guy. I'm always the bad cop. But we're teaching them and training them so that when they're adults and they run into these 5 reasons, they'll be able to power through as well. So just remember that. If you're struggling with decluttering because you paid good money on it, it was a gift, it holds sentimental value, you might use it someday, or everybody else thinks it's super cool, power through. Because what we want to do when we declutter is to make space for the things that we love the most so we can enjoy them. Right now, your house is full just like mine. Make room so you can enjoy the things that you love. You can do the things that you love with those that you love. That's all about a simple, purposeful life. So let me know, which one of the 5 reasons do you struggle with the most? What decluttering tips do you have? Let me know. And what are you decluttering right now? I'm going back to my toy closet. Lord be near. Here I go. Have a great day. Keep on keeping on with a simple, purposeful life.